Right, excuse me. I am just giving you a kind of update video this morning. Update on me and the farm. I'm still struggling on with this flipping awful cold, flu-y thing I've had since Boxing Day. Honestly, I've not achieved anything in the last 2 weeks. I did one video on Wednesday. I have no enthusiasm to do anything. I've been really struggling, to be honest. There's no need for a violin. I know a lot of you struggle with health and stuff, so this is just an explanation. I had the flu for about a week, carried on working. I had to really, and it's gone into a sort of grotty head cold. I've been sucking on a fisherman's friend. I can tell you that's the best thing I could do. But it's meant I've just had no motivation to do anything. I've been struggling to just get the basics done on the farm. Me and my brother obviously helping, but I haven't really achieved much. And inside in the house, I've been going in and going to bed at 8 o'clock. I'm still not over it now. I can't believe how long it's dragged on. So at the moment, I've got no energy to do stuff like this. Certainly won't be doing any of this. And to be honest, it's going to be a while before I can do any of this. So you're going to have to bear with me. I'm up at Lamma next Wednesday, the 15th. By the way, I'm just hoping I'm feeling better for that. I'm sure that's still a few days away. So if I'm up for Lamma, I will be there on the 15th. Me, Farmer P, and young Hazard's coming. We're on the Massey Ferguson stand. This is exclusive announcement. We're on the Massey Ferguson stand at 2 o'clock. If you want to come along, if you're at Lamma and you want to say hi. I'll have some Funky Farmer stickers on me, so ask me for a Funky Farmer sticker if you want one. I'm on the Lamma stand, not the Lamma, so I'm on the Massey Ferguson stand by the combine at 2 o'clock. We'll probably be there for about half an hour. It's only a casual thing. We're not, no big deal. We're just there if anyone wants to catch up with us. Because last time we went to Lamma last year, what I found is people were messaging me going, I'm at Lamma, where are you? And it was a big place. Trying to find anyone, if anyone wants to find you, absolutely really difficult. So anyway, that's just where we are at Lamma. I'm looking forward to going. I think it's going to be... When I went last year, just what I did notice is there's loads of people filming. And so it turns out there's a flipping, every angle of Lamma is covered by a YouTuber. I'm going there with Farmer P. Hazard's going to be doing his own version, which would actually be quite interesting to see what Hazard's version's like, because from a child's point of view, Hazard's, he's only learning to do his YouTubing. Get on the Farmer has a YouTube channel, by the way. He's got 3,000 subs now. So if you haven't seen that already, get on it and have a look. Give him a thumbs up and just a bit of support, because he's a young lad coming into this industry possibly. And we need to encourage the young lads, not just my son, but the younger generation are coming through. They're the ones who are taking over the old crocs like me. And blimey, they've got the health and vitality I haven't. They'll be doing this long after I'll be down there. That's in a box, not down to hell. Oh, excuse me. I need to suck on another fisherman's friend. Anyway, let's give you an update where we are on the farm. We're going to go and put a couple of K-Mars on cows in a minute. But let me just show you where we are, because we're kind of... we're not really halfway through winter, but we're getting towards halfway through. I'm bloody glad when January's out of the way. I hate January. So we're on to, in the maize clamp. This is the protein mix. It was a massive pile, and I'm having a delivery tomorrow. Might get a bit of footage of that delivered, I don't know. But they're bringing a blower in, they'll tip there. All right. That's it then. And you know what it's like, it's this protein mix here with the old sugar beet. I'll deliver that in, I think we're getting about 4 or 5 ton in. I don't like to get too much at a time because it kind of like goes off a bit if you don't have it fresh. But it's also more vulnerable to damp and pests and stuff. They don't charge extra if you bring, as long as you get over a certain tonnage. And quite often they bring it on the back of a lorry with the cake. They separate it and then it's delivered at the same time as the cake. So we only get, and also to be honest, you're spreading the cost over time because it's a big hit. It's a lot of money per ton. Right, so it's going with maize. We are on the maize. So that's where we started there, about there. We took that chunk out so that we could tip the protein in the dry. We're going back on this side now. I used to swap sides and I found it such a pain in the bum that now what we do is we go back this way to the back and then we'll start on that side and go do that, and then I'll move the protein over here, straw will be chucked down and we'll just do that. The only issue is we get this side going off a bit, and actually it's not doing too bad. I think because it's been so cold it hasn't really gone mouldy, but we've got less mould on the clamp this year than some years. If we go up here, let's just climb up. Quite often there's a bit of a crust of mould on it, but this year for some reason it seems to have stayed a lot better. I don't know whether it's just that it hasn't been in there that long, and maybe that side by the time we get there will be mouldy because it's been there a bit longer, but this seems to be, there's a bit of waste on the shoulders. You can see that's not nice stuff. You see the bluey green. But you always get waste on the shoulders because you can't get the tyres in very well with the loading shovel. So this is going back well. We're putting this out in ring feeders. Actually, there's one for tomorrow morning. I always have one in the barrel ready for tomorrow morning. So that's going in the ring feeder tomorrow. There's protein mixed in there. What I do is I tip the protein in there, shovel it around a bit, and then mix it. So it's got that protein's in there somewhere. Right, it's going to have a look at the silage clamp, and then I better go and do these heifers. Just the basics in the winter. There's a lot to do, and it's just, if you're not feeling great, it's quite hard, really. I've been struggling this month. January is always the month I struggle, and some years I've actually done no videos. The last 3 or 4 years I've done Make It Meat Mondays, but that was really a pushback against January. And if you look around, I think January's got pretty well died a death now. There's a few little mini adverts for it, but realistically everyone's so over the vegan thing now, aren't they? I don't know, it was always a flash in the pan because it's a crap diet, wasn't it? Totally crap diet and totally alien to what anyone was doing, and it became a little bit trendy for a few years, and then everyone realised it wasn't very good, was it? It was a diet for idiots, really, wasn't it? Cut out everything that is actually good for your body nutritionally, stick to stuff that in a part of a balanced diet is all right, you know, nothing wrong with a balanced diet with vegetables and pulses and stuff. But what you don't want to do is cut out things like animal fats completely, because your body needs them for vitamins, bones, stuff like this. You know, when you start looking at a diet, which means you've got to take supplements because you're not getting it from your food, you've got to question if that's a good idea. And in my mind, that's an absolute stupid idea, because how do you know how much, you know, which vitamins to take, or how balanced a vitamin diet you've got to take? You know, that's just a crazy world. You know, be vegetarian by all means, because you can get some of the nutrients and stuff from milk and cheese and stuff. But once you become vegan, unless you're someone who's really on it, sorry, I'm not really doing the job well here, I'm just walking some of this forward, but yeah, unless you're really on it and you actually are a nutritionalist, you're asking for trouble. You might be surprised to know there was a vegan living on this farm up until a couple of years ago. The tenant in our cottage, his daughter was vegan, no longer vegan now. And I think, like most people, they had a go. Not only is it bad for the diet, but you kind of like, you're really limiting where you can go and eat and stuff. All right, if you live in central London, maybe, because you've got plenty of choice of vegan restaurants. But if you start living in the countryside like here and want to eat vegan, you're going to go out, find somewhere, you're going to be eating pasta bake everywhere you go, I'm sure of that. Because most people aren't going to cater for you, because you're just not going to be amongst the majority of people who are vegan. You're not going to be amongst, sorry, you're going to be a minority amongst the most of the people who are just going to eat normal food. Right, so anyway, right. I'm not doing a good job here. Let me just stop and I'll talk to you. So I've done, we haven't got this face very good this year. Let me just show you. I don't care, I'll show you the reality of farming rather than just the sugar-coated nice bit. So we had a lot of silage in here this year. As you can see, our normal line is about there, and we've got all that extra over there. So what it's meant is we've been taking it out with the loader, because I haven't got a shear grab, and putting it in ring feeders around the back for the heifers. But what it's meant is we've made a bit of a mess of the front. Normally that's a sort of face that the cattle would eat against, but because of us digging it in, it's made a bit of a mess. Although actually, it's not deteriorated, because we are going back quite quick on it. But there you go, it's not pretty. And I think I said to you, I'll show you the reality rather than just someone showing you the bits that are lovely. But mechanically, this cost me nothing to run. I haven't got to put any diesel in a feeder wagon. I haven't got to put new chains on it or whatever. That bit's going to be a bit manky because it's been there too long. Right. The other thing as well, the last two cattle from with TB went last week. I didn't film that. There's a couple of photos. Here's a couple of photos. That's the TB animals leaving the farm. I couldn't face filming it. It's just, you know, not everything should be a movie, should it? Sad, because they had no life. They weren't here very long. They weren't very old. And the last one was inconclusive. Came back. The last one was conclusive. Went with TB. Came back with no lesions at the abattoir. I've yet to see the report on this, but it's a blow for us financially. It really is, because we're losing the milk on 3 cows now, and also the calf price we're getting is shocking. Yeah, so it doesn't make you feel good, really. We booked in for the next TB test, not until March, and then after that we've still got to go clear on another one, which will be mid-May at the very earliest we go clear. This is the longest we've been shut down for years, I think. There's a bit of the maize in there. I need to move that ring feeder over there. All right, you have that. All right. Right, let's just go and show you where we're feeding the rough silage, and then we'll go and do these Kmars. Oh, I'm sure everyone feels a bit like this in January. It is the worst month to be in the UK, isn't it? Really, you want to get on a jet plane and go somewhere. But then, of course, that's bad for the environment, isn't it? Never mind the carbon footprint of eating milk. Getting on a plane, ooh, you naughty people. Right. No fun here if you have to do everything by carbon footprint, is it? Imagine if you spent your whole life worrying about the carbon footprint and not flying somewhere, and then when you get to 95 years old, someone invents a teleport system. And then there's 0 carbon emissions, and you think, why did I worry about not flying anywhere? Because we don't know what's in the future, do we? We don't know. The whole planet could be wiped out by a meteorite next week, and you spent all your life saving your carbon footprint, and then the meteor comes out and blits you out. Anyway, sorry, that's a bit stupid. Right, so there we go. There's the silage in the ring feeder from the clamp. You know, it's easier to do that. We would have normally baled that in round bales, but actually it's gone straight into the ring feeder. The only problem is I'm tipping over and spilling a bit there, but that's all right. They like this stuff. It's actually better than the silage from round bales. It's got a better quality really to it. And as heifers, they're not looking too bad. This one just trying to bull that one. They're reasonably even bunch size. They're not ready for service yet for AI or anything. These aren't that old. Probably a year, about a year, maybe something a bit smaller. That one there at the back's not a year old. Might be 6 months, 8 months. But they're not too bad a batch. Quite nice to keep them separate. I mean, you look at that one, cheeky. They're still trying to ride each other. This is the trouble. It's like flipping having a 12-year-old daughter being ridden by. Let's not get too technical on this subject, but you have to be careful with animals. You don't want to get them pregnant before they're a certain age, because it stunts their growth. It's not good for their health. So you have to be very careful with livestock like that, because they can get pregnant even at a very young age. And that did happen to us once. A massive shock. It's a complete load of flukes, really. We had a couple of calves like this, about this age, maybe a bit smaller actually. We had an uncastrated Angus that somehow slipped through, I think it was kept because of TB or something, slipped through the net as it wasn't castrated, and it was running with some of these young ones. And we had one that was a twin to a bull, a Frisian heifer that's a twin to a bull. So what we did, we fattened it up and then we sent it off to the abattoir. Not the abattoir, we sent it off to the market. And we declared what it was. It wasn't like we were trying to pull a fast one and say, oh, you know, pretend it's fine. It went off. We thought it was going to go as a barren, or, you know, for killing. Anyway, someone flipping got it back to their yard, and it bloody gave birth. The flipper couldn't believe it. So if you know about twins to bull, there's a massive high percentage chance that they won't be able to carry a calf, which is why we got rid of it. Turned out the uncastrated Angus flipping jumped on its back when it was really young, like 4 or 5 months old or something, got it in calf, and it went to this bloke's place and it calved. It was shock for him, shock for us. He rang us up. He was good as gold. I think we went and got it back. I'm just trying to remember what happened, but we actually bought it back off him, gave him the money that he'd paid for it, and we got it back with a calf, and we had it in the herd in the end. And it was all right. But it was just a really weird, fluky thing, so you can never be too sure and too careful. With hindsight, we shouldn't have scanned it to see what it was in calf, because it hadn't been served. We assumed it hadn't been served and didn't know this Angus had done the naughty. So there you go. Anyway, what am I talking about? Right, anyway, that's that. Let's go and do these talking bulling and things. Let's go and put something on these bigger heifers that will help us get them in calf. Right, got my box of goodies then. Let's go and do these Kmars. Hello. Are any of you feeling randy and want to get served? I'm sure some of you do. Right, let's put this down here. And I'll show you what we got, the box of goodies. Right, so these are very, very good for heat protection. They come in a sealed pack. This one's actually not been opened before. They're made in America, which is, you'd think someone in the UK would make them. But there's probably a British version, but I find these the best. Manufactured in the USA, look, heat mount detectors, like. So let's open that up and we'll have a look inside. So here we go. We open this pack. They're all stacked on top of each other. Look, there they go. Sure, I think there's 25 in a pack. Look, let's just put those back away. Gotta be careful, don't squash them. So in here is, can you just make out? You can just make out that, can't you? There is a dye capsule there. Now, we saw those little ones pulling earlier, and the little one's riding on top of the other one. The one on the bottom is the one on heat, and when it stands, that means it's on heat. But if you don't see them, like they're in here, I'm not going to see them pulling. That's actually, I'm looking for a 636. That's one I've got to put one on. This one here, 636, and 637. I got them written on there. So they're due. They're 18 months old. So we're going to put these on their backs. If one comes pulling on the back, you've got to smack that open. That'll go bright red. So let's sort this out now. Now I don't know whether I can do this really very easily with you guys. Let's just put some glue on them. Look at this. Plenty of glue. Right. Okay, let's go and find 636. Arrow's got to be pointing forwards. Will she stands 6'3". I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Before I try and find her, I'm going to fork this forward so that they actually probably stay there. Let me just fork this up. Right. Surprisingly, a bit of fresh silage will make a heifer stay there at the front on the feed. Right. 636, 637. Bear with me, the light's not great in here. Right. There we go. Oh, excuse me. Right, so there's 636. Get out of the way. Oh, come on, you stay there. Stay still. That's it. There you go. Right, that one's on there. I might give that a pat down in a minute. Trouble is, as soon as they feel you mucking around behind them, which I can't blame any woman for thinking like that, they disappear when they move because they don't like it. Right. Oh, the joys of farming, isn't it? I've got glue on my fingers. Right. Do you know what? These would be handy. No, I'm not going to say that because I'll get myself into trouble, but I was just thinking what it would have been like if I'd had these around when I was a lad. Courting. But we won't say things like that because I'll get in trouble. And I don't want to get in trouble. Right, let's go and do another one. Right. Arrow pointing that way, right. 637 we've got to find. Where is she? Down there somewhere. Alright, girlie, you're 636. I know who you are. You've got a camera on your back already. Where is she? 637. Is she actually here? It should be in the lineup. The light's pretty bad now. I've got to get some new lights in here. Are you 637? You're not 637. I don't know whether she's here. 636. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the bum. What number's that there? That's not a very good grease brand, is it? I can't see. Looks a bit small. That's 633. Excuse me. Come on, that's 633. What's going on here then? We've not got a 637. Oh, brilliant. What am I going to do with that? Right. So, there is no 637 here. She's missing. And I've got one with glue on it. That is bloody annoying. Go on, get out of the way. So I reckon I'm going to have to put it on a different one that we served the other day. And we haven't actually PD'd yet. Which will be better than wasting it. Let's put it on that one. Right. That's on there. Right. Let's get on the other one. Right, we've messed up somehow. Right. So. Excuse me. Do apologise for that. So, my brother gave me those two numbers. One of them is not here. And I don't know where it is, the other one, because it should be there. It can't be in the backyard. These are all grouped together in age, so there's no way that it's there's no way it's not in this shed. If it's not in this shed, that means it's not on the farm. So what possibly has happened, we've had one, he's written something down wrong. So that's probably cost me about £1.50 because I put it on a cow who shouldn't have one. Right, I don't know what's happened there. I'll have to find out that. So we got 636, 637 is gone. Mystery missing cow. Where is it? I'll have to work that one out. I'll get back to you on that. In the meantime, hopefully see some of you at Lamma. Hopefully it's flipping cold if mine's gone. Hopefully that Kmart there will be red and should be served soon. Crack on. Right, I've just been speaking to my brother. We decided that either that 637's been cold, or there is a slim chance it could be round here in this other batch of cattle. I'm just looking at that one over there. It looks quite big to me. Maybe, yes, it's there. Flipping heck. Right, that's a cock up, isn't it? Right, so 637, the next one to serve is just there. She's in the yard with the younger heifers. So, I mean, it's quite normal for us to actually, as they get older, they move on from this shed up to that one for service. And the ones along the track come back in here. But she's obviously just hit a margin where she's actually a bit younger than the other one and she's not being moved. So we'll move her another day. I'm not going to try and put a camera on here because there's not a lot of point really. I'll struggle to get a camera on her, I reckon. Just trying to think what is best to do actually. I don't know whether to put a camera on her or not. She's marginal. I think what we'll do is we've got the vet coming to PD some tomorrow. We'll swap her around then and she can go over into that shed. She's better there. Getting them around from here isn't easy with all the gates and yards. Alright, so there she is. There's 637. We solved the mystery. In fact, you can probably see her tag there. There she is. If this thing decides to focus, I could probably show you that. There it is. Oh, stay still. There's 637, right. Okay, well that's alright. She's not the biggest, and she's not, you know, we need to sort this out in the next day or so, but it's not like she's 2 months past when we could have served her. She's just about on the start of when we want to serve her for us anyway. We don't like serving them too young. I'd rather let them have a bit of maturity before they get pregnant. Right, anyway, well that's solved one mystery, isn't it? Alright, crack on. If all mysteries in life were that easy to sort, it would be alright, wouldn't it? Cheers.